Okay, guys, so this episode, I'm trying to figure out what I want to talk about. So, I'm trying to brew up several ideas, but I don't know if you noticed the background here. I'm actually in a different car. So I thought I would just kind of like talk about that, like what happened to my other car. That's if you guys notice. If you didn't notice anything, that's fine. But what happened was my car, something's wrong with the motor. And what was happening was, like, I was noticing you can hear the lifters are like getting louder. So I thought it was the type of gas that I was using. So I changed the gas and it sort of quieted everything down for a while. And I go, okay, that's cool. So as it progressed, I kept hearing the lifters again, and then my check engine light came on. I'm like, oh boy, something serious is happening. So I kind of had an idea what it might have been. So I went ahead and checked my oil level with the dipstick. That thing was bone dry. I was like, whoa, wait a minute, what happened? And what I was thinking was, I'm not really due for an oil change yet, but is it possible that maybe where I get my oil change at, I get my oil change done at the dealer. Everything that I need to get worked on the car, I get done at the dealer, because I'll tell that in another story, but I just don't trust the independent mechanics, but I do trust the dealer. And I've been working with these people for a long time, and I put my trust in them, and they really haven't let me down yet. And I'm paying about the same prices as I would for an independent, mechanic. And then plus, the independent mechanic's not going to tell me like if there's a recall or not, whereas the dealer will. And if there's a recall, then, they'll address it. And then also, if there's any update to the computer, they'll update it then. So the dipstick, it's bone dry. So I go, okay, so I go through the motions, wipe the dipstick, stick it back in, let it sit there for a couple seconds, and then draw it back out, and it's just dry. I'm like, damn, I have no oil in my car. So then I start looking around underneath my car and everything, can't find a single oil leak. So I would have assumed that maybe they forgot to put oil in my car. I mean, it's a logical assumption. You don't find any oil leaking around your car. You look down in the motor, you see the usual, seepage, but nothing major that would indicate that I just lost like 5 quarts of oil. It's like, what the heck's going on? So I had to basically call into work, say I'm going to be late. And then I went ahead and looked at the sticker inside the engine compartment to see what kind of oil they put in. It was either going to be Quaker State synthetic or Shell oil. And I'm like, okay, good luck finding the Shell. I did find the Shell like quicker than I did the Quaker State, but I don't know, in my mind that I had to put Quaker State. So finally I found the I think it was AutoZone that had the Quaker State, so I went to go get it. And yeah, I drove in my car. I mean, there's got to be enough oil in there to like make it go or whatever. So I got the oil. I was trying to find the individual bottles, but the grade that I needed, which was a 530, they only had in the big 5-gallon bottles of oil, and it was like full synthetic. I couldn't find half and half, so I just went full synthetic. Then I went ahead and just, I bought a funnel too. And then I went ahead and started adding the oil, and I went half a bottle, let it set for like 5 minutes, checked the dipstick, still can't find oil. I'm like, damn. I was figured there was absolutely no oil in this thing. And then I kept going and wound up that it was like, I think it was 4 quarts low till it finally got up to the full line. I was like, dang, man. It's like, where did the oil go? Or did they actually forget to put it in? So I made an appointment with the dealership, went in and just said, hey, this thing had no oil in it. I wonder if you guys could check it out, because it's just disappeared. There was nothing there. And I kind of made the little claimer, like, I'm hoping it's not that possibility that, that you guys forgot to put oil in there, and you could tell by his face, like, they didn't like the accusation. But I'm just like, hey, look, I'm just saying that is a possibility. So we needed to try to rule something out. So what they did was they checked everything. They, replaced the oil that I just put in. I know I paid money, but I don't want my engine to seize up. And basically he goes, okay, there could be a possibility that, we've had engines to where they just burn up oil and we just can't figure it out, because they had to look to see if there's any leaks. They didn't find any leaks. And I kept checking, like where I park, if there's like any oil spots. There's like absolutely nothing. It was just like a total mystery. I don't even think Sherlock Holmes could have figured it out. I don't know, but he's smarter than me. Anyway, so the stipulation was I had to drive the car for like 1,000 miles, bring it back, and then they'll check everything and then go from there. So I asked what the worst case scenario would be, and it'd be a total replacement of the engine if they couldn't figure it out. So I go, okay. So I'm driving my 1,000 miles, and then, I try to check it every weekend. Sometimes I forget, but went ahead and checked it one of the times, and yep, it was eating oil. And I'm just like, where's it dripping from? Where's it going? Where does that oil go? Who knows? So then took the car back, made an appointment, took the car back, and then they go, okay, we're gonna go ahead and we need to collect the data, take pictures, and then we got to send it off to the manufacturer. Okay. So they were doing all that. I was waiting. It's kind of like, what's going on? It should be like, instant, but it wasn't. Had to call in, say I'm going to be late for work. And basically they gave me the car back with fresh oil in it. And he goes, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to contact the manufacturer, and we're going to see what they want us to do, whether it's to clean the combustion compartment, where the pistons are, or if they're just going to say replace the engine. I go, okay. So then a couple days go by. I get a call from the car rental place saying, hey, we got a car for you, because you mentioned you wanted a car that's, not crappy. Sometimes they'll give you a rental car. You're like, what is that? I can't drive that. It's embarrassing. I had one of those one time, and it was bad. It was, God, I forget what car manufacturer it was. It was really bad, though. But they said they had a car for me, so I went down there to go pick it up and drop off my car. And then I got the rental, and then they said it was going to take maybe like a day or two. So then the next day they called me and said, hey, your car's ready. We had gotten permission to just do the combustion cleaning and cylinder cleaning. I go, okay. So what we want you to do is drive the car for another 1,000 miles and see if that did it, and we'll just go from there. I go, all right. So then traded cars, turned in the rental, got my car back, drove it, and that thing like ran really nice. I go, man, that thing really needed a cleaning, because it just seemed like it was bogging down before, but now it's just like opened up full throttle and stuff. So I was kind of digging it, right? So then I did check the oil. It was like above the full line. I go, okay, that's cool. And then a couple weeks later, I checked it again, and then it was at the full line. So it's kind of like, is it eating oil? I don't know. A couple weeks later go by, check it again. It's between the low and the full line, and I'm like, yeah, it's eating oil again. So I was like, damn, because I really liked the way the car was running at that time. It had more power. It just sounded nice, and yeah, It's amazing what a cleaning does for you. Anyway, so I made an appointment, and then I took the car back, and I said, okay, what's going on? I go, it's eating oil again. They go, all right. So then I already planned I was going to be late for work and stuff like that. And then because I knew they had to collect data, take pictures and stuff. And then the next thing you know, they go, okay, we got your car rental ready. And I'm like, what? Because I thought they were going to do the same thing, and it was going to take some time before they got the approval from the manufacturer. But I think they already knew. It's like, once the first step fails, then the next step is definitely, it's going to be engine replacement. And that's what's happening right now. So my car's in the shop getting a total engine replacement, and it's still under warranty, so it's not costing me a thing. And the rental car, which is this one, which is actually pretty nice, actually. I kind of dig this car. And the rental is free. So I have the rental for at least 2 weeks, because we're not sure how long it's going to take before they get the parts and install. They did say probably minimum of like 5 days. So I had turned in the car on Friday, and now it's Wednesday, and yeah, I haven't heard a peep. So I don't know if they meant 5 business days, because I kind of figured the first day nothing's going to happen, because you got to get the parts in and stuff like that. How long does it take to get the parts? And then he also said there could be a problem if the stuff is back ordered. So if it's back ordered, that's where we're looking at, like the time I'll be without my car. Which is fine, because, I'm actually digging the rental quite a bit. And it was the first time that, I get a rental. You guys can't see it on camera, but the windows are tinted. Usually they don't have tinted windows. And I was shocked, and I asked, I go, tinted windows, really? And they go, yeah, some of the cars come in with tinted windows. I go, oh. And I was trying to see if it was like, if that's the way it was made, or if it was like film put on. I kind of rolled down the window a little bit, and you can see like where the film is at. So it's like, okay, so it was just placed on here. But I don't know if it was ordered like that or what. But I mean, it's kind of like the cleanest job I've ever seen on the window tints. Pretty nice. But yeah, so I didn't know if you guys noticed that I was in a different car, because when I started doing some of the videos, I looked, and I'd see my old car, and then I'd see this car, and I go, oh, I wonder if they have questions. I kind of doubt it, but it is a subject matter to talk about. It's an event that happened to me that, there's a certain car manufacturer out there that just has an incredible warranty, and this is why I purchased that brand of car, because when you get the 10-year 100,000 mile, yeah, it came in handy, guys, because I needed a engine replacement, because it had a total failure, which is the oil was leaking. So I'm getting my money's worth out of the manufacturer, and I really dig the manufacturer. I mean, God, it's not Honda, and it's not Toyota. I can tell you that right now. And those are usually the leading manufacturers that people usually go to, because they like the Japanese cars. But what I got, I've always not. I don't want to say I've always been, but in just driving the vehicle, and just like the solid build of it. I don't know how to explain. To me, it just feels like it's a well-built vehicle. I really haven't had that much problems with it, to be honest. And I was just shocked that all of a sudden the engine is just eating oil. And it was still running, even though it had no oil in the engine. It should have seized up on me, but it didn't. And that's what's incredible. And, it kind of saved my bacon, because if it seized up, there would have been a possibility I might not have gotten my engine replaced. I probably would have been fighting tooth and nail on that one, just to you know, not really get my way, but to kind of like say, hey, you guys, you know, I had no idea that the oil was, you know, burning like this, because you don't see it in the tailpipe burning up. You don't really smell anything. So it's kind of like, where is it going? Where is it at? You know, it's kind of like a Twilight Zone episode. You just can't figure out what the heck's going on with it. But yeah, so yeah, I really dig this manufacturer. They've been really nice and very attentive to my needs, and I'm just so happy. It's maybe the next episode I'll kind of tell you guys my experience with Honda, and it really wasn't good. And I swear I will never, and I'm gonna cuss here, guys, I will never fucking buy another Honda again. I was just so disappointed with the dealership that was handling the service, and the service guy that really said he was helping me, but he wasn't. I was really, I'm gonna cuss again, fucking pissed that I got treated that way. And yeah, I will never ever buy a Honda again, no matter how good it is. I'll never do it because of the service tech. So anyway, guys, yeah, I'll make that a subject of another video, and that way they're just back to back cars. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that little story of like, you know, the thing that you didn't notice, that I'm in a different car. I don't have my car with me right now. It's actually in the shop getting a brand new engine in it, and yeah, I'm kind of stoked about it. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you guys, and until the next time, I have another daily vlog, which will be tomorrow. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Have a good night.